In the westernmost reaches of Europe, there is an island that sits as a final rugged punctuation mark before the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. It is a land defined by its profound and timeless relationship with the sea, a place of rolling green hills partitioned by a filigree of ancient stone walls, and a culture shaped by a history as deep and turbulent as the waters that surround it. This is Ireland. From the air, it appears as a patchwork quilt of 40 shades of green, a landscape softened by persistent rain and bathed in a unique ethereal light that painters have for centuries tried to capture. Its coastlines are a study in dramatic contrasts. The wild, formidable cliffs of the west, relentlessly carved by the Atlantic's raw power, and the gentler indented shores and sandy coves of the east. This is a land of immense physical beauty, but its true character lies not just in the scenery, but in the spirit of its people. To look closer is to discover a nation that is both ancient and profoundly modern, a society that holds its storied past in one hand and reaches for a global future with the other. This is a story not of isolation but of connection. To the land that has nurtured its people for millennia, to the stories and songs that carry its soul, and to the communities that form the very bedrock of its existence. This is the story of the quiet rhythm of life in Ireland. Life in Ireland is governed by a rhythm that is at once gentle and resilient. It is a pace dictated not by the frantic urgency of the modern world, but by the steady turning of the seasons and the subtle, ever-present influence of the weather. The Irish have a deep, almost poetic relationship with the elements. The rain is not just a meteorological event. It is a soft, life-giving force that nourishes the land, a constant companion that shapes the day and deepens the impossible green of the landscape. A soft day, as they call a misty, drizzly morning, is spoken of with a certain fondness, an acceptance that this is the weather that made the island what it is. This profound embrace of nature's moods has cultivated a national character of immense patience, a wry and often self-deprecating sense of humor, and a deep appreciation for the simple, fleeting beauty of a sun-drenched afternoon, which is never ever taken for granted. The island is home to just over 5 million people, a small population for a nation whose cultural footprint is felt in every corner of the globe. This creates an atmosphere of pervasive familiarity, a sense of being part of a large, extended, and sometimes complicated family in the small towns and villages that dot the countryside. From the fertile heart of the Midlands to the coastal gill-tucked regions where the Irish language still thrives as the mother tongue, anonymity is a rare commodity. The morning walk to the local shop for a newspaper and a loaf of bread is a social ritual, a journey punctuated by unhurried greetings, by conversations about the weather, the fortunes of the local Gaelic games team, and the everyday affairs of the community. It remains deeply connected to its rural heritage, while actively participating in a globalized world. It is possible to travel from a remote coastal village, where traditions remain largely unchanged, to a thriving technology hub within a matter of hours. Few countries combine these worlds so naturally. Irish food reflects the character of the nation itself. Simple, honest, wholesome, built around high-quality ingredients provided by the land and sea. The potato remains one of the country's most iconic foods. Introduced centuries ago, it became a cornerstone of the Irish diet and continues to feature prominently in traditional cooking. Dishes such as Irish stew, colcannon, and bacon with cabbage have nourished generations of families. Home baking remains a cherished tradition. The aroma of freshly baked soda bread is a familiar part of life in many households. Along the coast, seafood plays a central role in local cuisine. Fresh mussels, oysters, salmon, and mackerel offer a direct taste of the Atlantic Ocean. The famous full Irish breakfast remains a beloved weekend tradition, providing a hearty start to the day. Yet perhaps no element of Irish food culture is more important than tea. Tea accompanies conversations, celebrations, visits, and moments of comfort. Offering a cup of tea is often the simplest and most sincere expression of Irish hospitality. It is an invitation to sit down, relax, and share a moment together. To truly understand Ireland, however, one must understand its landscapes. Nature is not simply a backdrop to life here. It is an active presence. The island's interior is characterized by rolling hills, quiet lakes, peat bogs, and fertile farmland. But it is the coastline that provides Ireland's most dramatic scenery. Towering cliffs, rocky peninsulas, hidden coves, and vast Atlantic horizons create some of Europe's most breathtaking landscapes. Places such as Connemara, the Ring of Kerry, and the Wild Atlantic Way reveal nature at its most powerful and beautiful. Exploring these landscapes has become a cherished part of Irish life. Walking, hiking, and spending time outdoors allow people to connect with the land that has shaped generations. The famous stone walls that crisscross Western Ireland stand as monuments to the determination of those who built them. Stone by stone, families transformed difficult terrain into productive farmland. Today, these walls remain enduring symbols of resilience, hard work, and an unbreakable connection to the land. For many people, the outdoors continues to provide inspiration, peace, and perspective. The beauty of Ireland is not only found in grand landmarks, it is found in the everyday landscapes that surround daily life, the hills, the fields, the sea, and the ever-changing sky above them. For all its rural charm and ancient landscapes, Ireland is a thoroughly modern and well-connected country. A network of motorways links the major cities, making travel across the island efficient and convenient. Yet the true character of Ireland is often discovered away from the highways. It is found along the winding country roads known as boreens. Driving these narrow lanes is an experience in itself. Each bend reveals a new scene. A ruined castle standing quietly on a hilltop, a tranquil lake reflecting the sky, or a brightly painted village pub welcoming travelers and locals alike. Life moves more slowly here. Drivers may pause to allow a herd of cattle to cross the road. A friendly wave to an approaching vehicle remains a common courtesy. It is a reminder that, even in the modern age, community and connection remain central to Irish life. Public transportation serves communities across the island with quiet efficiency. The railway network provides comfortable journeys between major cities, offering views of the countryside that are often missed by road travelers. Buses connect not only large urban centers, but also remote villages, providing an essential service for countless communities. In cities such as Dublin, modern transport systems support a busy and growing population. This blend of modern infrastructure and traditional rural life is one of Ireland's defining characteristics. A person can live in a quiet countryside cottage, surrounded by history and nature, while remaining connected to the opportunities of the modern world. For young people, growing up in Ireland offers a unique combination of tradition and opportunity. Education is highly valued, and the country is home to respected universities that attract students from around the globe. For many young adults, the transition into higher education or professional life often involves moving from rural communities to cities such as Dublin, Cork, Galway, or Limerick. It is a modern rite of passage, a chance to experience new ideas, build careers, and explore a wider world. Yet the connection to home remains remarkably strong. Many continue to return regularly to their hometowns, maintaining close ties with family, friends, and local communities. This connection is perhaps most visible through Many young people travel long distances every weekend simply to represent their home parish in a match. Their commitment reflects something deeper than sport. It reflects identity, belonging, and pride in the place they come from. One of Ireland's ongoing challenges is ensuring that future generations can find meaningful opportunities, not only in major cities, but also within smaller towns and rural communities. The goal is to preserve the vitality of these communities while continuing to embrace economic growth and innovation. As day turns to evening, the rhythm of life begins to change. The daytime hours are often devoted to work and responsibility. Farmers tend their livestock and fields. Fishermen navigate coastal waters. Shopkeepers greet familiar customers. Professionals contribute to the energy of Ireland's growing cities. The day is filled with purpose and activity. But evening brings a different atmosphere. As the sun sets and lights begin to glow in homes and pubs, attention shifts toward family, friendship, and community. Traditional music sessions often come alive after dark. A quiet gathering can quickly transform into an evening of laughter, storytelling, and song. In homes across the country, families gather around dinner tables, sharing conversations and reflecting on the events of the day. There is a special sense of comfort associated with Irish evenings, particularly during rainy weather. The warmth of a fire, the sound of rain against the windows, the company of loved ones. These simple moments carry a profound sense of peace. Yet life in Ireland, like life anywhere, is not without challenges. The rising cost of living, particularly housing prices in major cities, places significant pressure on many families and young adults. For some, the dream of owning a home has become increasingly difficult to achieve. Rural depopulation also presents concerns. As younger generations move toward urban centers, some remote communities face declining populations and uncertain futures. The closure of a local shop, post office, or pub can have a lasting impact on community life. Ireland must also navigate the delicate balance between preserving its cultural and natural heritage while welcoming economic development and tourism. Millions of visitors are drawn to the country's landscapes, traditions, and historic sites each year. Protecting these treasures while sharing them with the world remains an important responsibility. At the same time, Ireland continues to work toward preserving its language, traditions, and unique cultural identity in an increasingly globalized world. These are complex challenges, but they are approached with the same resilience and determination that have defined the Irish people throughout history. And so we arrive at an important question. Why do people stay? In a world filled with endless possibilities, what continues to draw people to this small? It almost doesn't seem real. Just a short distance away stands the Sherato Pagoda. During spring, pink cherry blossoms frame the pagoda with Mount Fuji in the background. In autumn, golden and crimson leaves create an entirely different scene. It's one of the most photographed views in all of Japan. But Japan's beauty isn't found only in its mountains. Travel west, and you'll arrive on Miyajima Island. As the tide rises, a giant red torii gate seems to float above the sea. This is the famous Itsukushima Shrine. For centuries, pilgrims believed the island itself was so sacred that ordinary people should not step directly onto it. Today, visitors from around the world come to witness this peaceful place. At sunrise, the water glows with soft golden light. At sunset, the entire scene becomes unforgettable. We travel to Himeji Castle, often called the White Heron Castle. Its brilliant white walls and elegant design make it one of the most beautiful castles ever built. Unlike many historic castles, Himeji has survived wars, earthquakes, and the passage of time. Walking through its wooden corridors feels like stepping back into the age of the samurai. Now, let's leave the cities behind. Hidden deep in the mountains is the village of Shirakawa-go. Here, traditional farmhouses with steep thatched roofs have stood for hundreds of years. In winter, heavy snow covers every rooftop. The entire village looks like a fairy tale. It's one of the few places where visitors can still experience rural Japan almost exactly as it was centuries ago. Our next stop is Nara Park. But the true stars here aren't the temples. They're the deer. More than 1,000 friendly deer roam freely through the park. According to ancient beliefs, they were once considered sacred messengers of the gods. Today, visitors can feed them special crackers, and many of the deer have even learned to bow politely before receiving a treat. It's a small moment, but one that perfectly captures Japan's unique charm. Finally, we travel north to Hokkaido, Japan's wild frontier. In summer, endless lavender fields cover the countryside with shades of purple. Clear blue lakes reflect the sky like giant mirrors, and national parks become home to hikers and wildlife lovers. But when winter arrives, everything changes. Snow blankets the forests. Frozen rivers sparkle beneath the sun, and some of the world's best powder snow attracts skiers from every corner of the globe. Whether it's spring, summer, or winter, Japan never looks the same twice. Every season tells a different story. Every landscape offers a new adventure, and every journey leaves behind memories that last a lifetime. But as beautiful as Japan's scenery is, its greatest treasure has always been